Hello, I'm Michael Elliott, and I'm here with Jeff Chu, Director of Marketing at ARM. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, sir. Now, one thing we want to cover is, what is ARM doing in the space of Internet of Things?
Well, that's a very broad question because the Internet of Things spans everything from, sensors and intelligent sensors that can get connected all the way back through the network to the server. And so ARM has every platforms from the Embed IoT device platform that can scale from the nodes, the individual nodes, all the way to a device server's platform, all the way on ARM-powered servers.
I'm Eric at the ARM booth at CES 2015, and I'd like to talk to you about our sensors to servers demonstration. So this is a demonstration showing you ARM technology throughout an IoT ecosystem here on our booth, also showing our Embed platform, which is our IoT platform. So what we have is several little sensor nodes that are scattered around our booth. These are built on a Freescale development board, which is Embed compatible. We've also made a little sensor board that goes with these. They're connected via Ethernet, or some of them are wireless via 6-LoWPAN radio, and they're all connected to what we call our Embed device server. And this is a bit of software that would sit in the cloud and would provide connectivity to the nodes at the edge of an IoT system. In this case, that's just collecting all the information from the nodes, and we've written an application which pulls that data in and presents it as a series of web pages on the screen here. So this is visualizations of data from around the booth. So we're measuring ambient noise in this case, also temperature. We are counting the number of people in and out of the doors. We're measuring the height of everyone who walks through the main door onto the booth, so we have average height over the course of the day. We've also got little presence sensors, so I can tell which demonstrations people have been standing in front of, and I can show that as a heat map. So that's our door count. The next one should be our door height. Yeah, there we go. So you can see that was yesterday, bit of a gap, and this is today. You can see the height of everyone who's come in through our door. So this is showing ARM processors in the smallest sensor node all the way through to the 64-bit server, and our Embed platform, which has enabled us to integrate these sensors and get the data into the cloud so that we can hook it up to our application here today. So that's the sensors to servers demonstration on the ARM booth at CES 2015.
Where is ARM really focused? Who is the customers that you're going after?
Yeah, so ARM's customers are the semiconductor companies directly. Right, so we deliver intellectual property, right, processor designs to companies who are building endpoint nodes for the Internet of Things, all the way up to companies who are building processors for servers to process the data in the cloud, and even the infrastructure that connects between. We also provide a lot of software that obviously makes all of that work, including our Embed IoT device platform, which actually has a solution from an Embed OS all the way to a device server platform running on the server to communicate with all of those nodes.
So here at CES, Internet of Things is a burgeoning topic around here. What are you seeing in the industry, and where do you think that growth is going to go to?
Yeah, so Internet of Things is really a broad term, right? Because it covers lots of little devices. People talk about devices that are part of the Internet of Things. It's really about the data they collect, and it's about the data they bring back to be able to process so that people can either improve efficiencies or somehow provide additional services to consumers. So we always talk about Internet of Things as being about little data enabling big data.
Mm-hmm. So where are you seeing the most uses right now? And then if you could give us a vision forward of where you think your technology is going to be seen going forward as well.
Well, I mean, if you think about it today, right, Internet of Things is really an extension of what can we provide from a services perspective. So I can think of anything from smart cities, where you might have lighting scenarios, street lighting that may have control of that street lighting so you can reduce the power consumption. You can adjust the lighting as needed depending on what's going on in the evening, what the time of night. You can save power. But then you also get into the opportunity that says, if I'm putting the infrastructure there to control that to save energy, can I also put other sensors on board? Can I use other sensors to collect other data? Can I make that data available to maybe not the primary user being controlling the lights, but maybe I'm putting weather sensors on there, temperature sensors, humidity, other sensors, and I'm making that available so someone who gives weather forecasts can actually create a micro forecast for a one-block region or something. I don't know what the solutions are ultimately, but there's a lot of opportunity to say once you start collecting that data and giving access for different service providers to use that data, then they can create new exciting services, or they can actually improve efficiency to address energy consumption or other things.
Any thoughts on security? I mean, that security is a big topic. What is ARM thinking and addressing around security in this space?
Yeah, so certainly security is extremely important. When we start talking about data, I think there's two sides to it. One, can we provide the technologies, the right technologies where consumers, number one, so if you start talking about Internet of Things in terms of what's going on in your home, right, how do consumers make sure that they have control either over their data or the right to say what's data is being anonymized versus having consumer-specific data being collected and being used in ways they don't consider. So there's sort of the privacy issues of that, but then there's also the security of the endpoint node directly. And so we actually obviously work closely on the technologies, both from a software and a hardware perspective, to provide solutions for enabling a secure transmission of data from an endpoint node back to a server somewhere. And furthermore, from the consumer's perspective, we're seeing a lot of the Internet of Things going into the home as part of smart home initiatives, consumer electronics. So everything from having lighting that's intelligent, that you can actually tune, or it actually knows what you've been doing and it can adjust for that, to adjust the color temperature, the color itself, so that it changes your mood, to things like wearables, where we have wearable solutions where now you can collect data about yourself, whether you're doing fitness side or whether you can find out what's going on with your heart rate, which really ties into healthcare and medical and everything else. So we have a lot of solutions that way. And then you even get into the point where you might have something in retail where you can monitor what's going on in a store. So you're actually allowing businesses to gain more information about what their customers are doing while they're in a retail place or in around a mall, what's attracting them, and you can get feedback there to make things more attractive for them.
I'm Andy Moore on the ARM booth at CES, and what we've got here is we've got some teardowns of some different wearable devices, so the Pebble smartwatch, the Fitbit Flex and the TomTom Runner, and what we're showing inside here is the different parts that make up the watch, so you can get a sense of the different components. We've got the battery here, we've got the circuit board, and on the circuit board you'll be able to see the small ARM based microcontroller from ST Microelectronics that's in this product.
Hi, this is Eric at the ARM booth at CES 2015. I've got a couple of really interesting IoT devices, kind of home devices. The first is a lighting system. This is from a partner of ours, Photon Star, in the UK. And they do connected light bulbs. Now these are interesting because they do a couple of things. One is that they mesh networks, so they connect bulb to bulb all the way back to the hub here. The other really interesting thing about Photon Star is their involvement in circadian lighting rhythms and how light levels affect your alertness level and your brain activity and your wellness. So the default mode on these lights is the circadian mode, which will adjust the intensity and the color temperature of the lights through the course of the day. So you get softer light in the mornings and evenings, and you get brighter, more intense blue lights during the course of the day. So this means during the day you're alert, and in the evening and mornings it's not triggering the part of your brain which wakes you up. The other product we've got here, which is of interest, is a Alite HomeKit for Android. Now this is a smart hub, and the really interesting thing about this particular smart hub is the number of wireless communications protocols that it supports. It does Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, and several others as well. So this means that the device that you are deploying in your home, you don't have to pick one particular communications protocol. You can choose the best fit for a given device, whether it's a sensor at the back of your garden, whether it's a fob on your keychain that is going on and off, or whether it's several sensors around the house. You can get the best fit, and it can all go back to this one central hub, and you can configure all these devices to interact with each other. So that's a couple of really fantastic IoT devices here on the ARM booth at CES 2015.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it greatly.
All right, thank you very much.